The divine alarm clock. So important to understand this principle if you're truly interested in finding freedom and being masterful. This is essential. This is baseline. The divine alarm clock. So what happens is we have a thought, and then that thought literally produces the emotion. So to give you a really good example, if I think that there's something wrong with me and I'm not good enough, I'm going to start to feel upset. That upset is what I call the divine alarm clock. The physical upset that we feel is really a result of emotional upset. So it starts in the mind, it travels to the emotions, and then to the physical. So you can really think of it this way. It goes from the mental body to the emotional body to the physical body. And the physical body is the final expression of it in a certain way. So that physical feeling of upset is the divine alarm clock going off, letting us know, oh, we need to pay attention to what we're thinking. Because what our thinking is generating these emotions that are creating the upset in our physical body. So when you're thinking a thought that is unhealthy, that is not true, you will begin to feel upset every single time. Why? Because it's your nature to align with the truth and to be totally 100% aligned with the truth all the time. Anytime that you vary from that, you're going to feel physically upset. Because you'll get emotionally upset when you allow yourself to think thoughts that are not true. You will become emotionally upset when you allow yourself to think thoughts that are not true. So if I'm thinking that I'm not good enough, or I'm unworthy, or wrong, or bad, or shameful in any way whatsoever, that's going to be emotionally upsetting to me, because on a certain level, I'm aware that it's just not true. That's an opinion. That's a judgment. And I'm choosing to think that thought. There's something about that thought that feels comfortable to me. It feels ideal to me. It feels good to me. It feels attractive or appealing to me for whatever reason. And because it's not true, it creates the sensation in the physical body of being disharmonious. So when we're aligned with the truth, we feel fantastic. We feel really good. That's why when we take a spiritual class, or we read something that's true, or we hear something that's true, we can get so excited and feel so effervescent, so aligned with the truth, and so joyful. But the minute that we begin to tell ourselves things that aren't true, we're going to start to feel upset. And our spiritual practice with the divine alarm clock is to give thanks that we are noticing we feel upset. Because what I can say for me personally, and for so many of us spiritual seekers, the old way was we think a thought that's not true, that's unkind, that's blaming and shaming, and then we feel emotionally upset, partly because we don't even know what to do. I mean, think of it this way. If I'm thinking the thought that I'm not good enough and there's something wrong with me and I'm shameful, what do I do about that? If it were true, what the heck would I do about that? I don't even know. I immediately go into overwhelm. How do I fix that? And that's part of why I get so upset. Because I can't make it right. All I can do really is have a healing and notice that in truth, it's already all right. You see how that works? So when we think a thought that's not true, we get emotionally upset because we can't handle it, we can't manage it, we can't cope with it, we don't know what to do. And then we start to feel physically upset. If we don't resolve the emotional upset, we become physically upset. So we blush, we sweat, we feel exhausted and tired and depressed. We feel anxious and worried and concerned. We feel sick to our stomach. Our heart starts to palpitate. Any number of ways that we begin to experience that divine alarm clock going off. So when the divine alarm clock goes off, the antidote is the truth. And really, what's the easiest way to access the truth? Through the heart, through being loving. So we can place our hand on our heart and take a breath of gratitude, partner up with the higher Holy Spirit self, and say, I'm not interested in that anymore. Whatever the thought is that set the divine alarm clock off, I'm simply not interested in that thought anymore. I don't even need to know what the thought is. I don't need to review it. I simply make a holy offering of it, place it on the altar fire of divine love, and say, I'm not interested in that anymore. Get thee behind me. Holy Spirit, I'm only interested in the thoughts that I think with you. Lead me, guide me. I'm a creature of love and light. That's all I'm interested in. These thoughts that aren't true have no power over me. There's only one power, and that is the power of love, and I'm in tune with it right now. And I am grateful, 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 grateful to share the benefits with everyone because I'm one with them. Now, you might have to do that, 50 or 100 times a day, and you can learn to do it very quickly. But be grateful when you notice the divine alarm clock going off, because the old you, the old me, would go into self-medication. Yes, self-medication. Self-medication is self-sabotage. Self-medication is anything we do to not feel what we're feeling. So it could be working too much, working out too much. It could be eating, drinking, smoking, sexing, whatever it is that we do. It could be too much gardening. It could be any number of things. So the thing for you to realize is when you feel the pull to self-medicate, what is it you're really interested in that moment? Are you interested in dampening how you feel? Why? Why? Because it doesn't feel good, right? There's some anxiety. There's some upset there. The divine alarm clock is going off. Right there, you can get in the gap and make a choice for love. And then when you align with the truth and you cultivate that willingness to see and know and feel and hear the truth, you'll relax. And you'll notice that the divine alarm clock begins to dissipate. So one of the first things that you can do when that divine alarm clock starts ringing, have a big glass of spring water. That works for me. That's just one thing that I do. First, I partner up. I do the prayer, put my hand on my heart. Breath of gratitude. I'm so grateful and so thankful that I can hear and feel the divine alarm clock going off, and now I can choose again. I can choose love. I'm a creature of love and light, and that's all I'm interested in. Holy Spirit, higher self, please take these thoughts that aren't true out of my mind so that I never think them again. I'm not interested in that anymore. I'm only interested in the thoughts I think with God. And then I have a big glass of spring water. Take 10 deep breaths of gratitude. Give thanks. I can count my blessings. You'd be surprised. You can do these practices in a minute or 2 minutes. Whereas you might spend hours or days even trying to manage and cope with the upset. We are becoming spiritually masterful and mature here. This is how we find freedom. We use these practices, they work. When the divine alarm clock goes off, give thanks, partner up, take breaths of gratitude, put your hand on your heart, drink the glass of spring water, go for a walk around the block, sit under a tree, pet your dog. Open your mind to another possibility and recognize, is there a thought you're thinking that's not actually true? It's just a judgment. It's just an opinion. And now you're ready to let it go. It has no power over you anymore. That's how you find freedom, by working with the divine alarm clock and giving thanks for it every single day. Yes.